Alright, what's up everybody? Today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual. It's going to be more of a public service announcement, and I'm not going to be cooking anything in this video. So if you want to see me cook something, I do apologize, but I'm going to be giving you some great info on why you should be buying quality meat. So it was a little while ago I got some meat from Ozark Wagyu, and if you didn't see that video, I cooked one of their ribeye steaks on my pellet smoker. It was absolutely delicious. But I've had the chance to talk to Kyle Shirley, one of the owners over there at Ozark Wagyu, or Ozark Valley Beef as well, and he is just a great guy and really enjoys the process of giving people good quality meat. He oversees the cows from when they are born to the harvest, so he knows exactly what is going on with the cows and everything. He doesn't use any hormones at all, so you're getting a great product from a farm and you know it is going to be fresh. So here I have the Ozark Valley beef on the left and some store-bought ground beef over here on the right. Now, Ozark Wagyu, obviously it's American Wagyu cattle, so it's going to be more fatty, but he grinds these at 80-20, and they shave a lot of the outside fat off of the cow to get that 80-20 mixture. So you're not getting the outside fat of the cow, you're getting all that good internal fat, which is absolutely delicious. And he told me some things that were very surprising about the meat markets. One thing he mentioned is he obviously loves his cattle, and sometimes they do get sick, so he will work with making sure the cow gets healthy again by giving it antibiotics, whatever it needs, but he will not use that cow in his products. So what happens to these cows, and it's not just him, all these farms that have cows that they reject and don't want to use, they go to something called a kill cow market where they can be sold to somebody else. Then they will take that cow, butcher it, and most likely send it off to a supermarket. And the crazy thing about it is, since he has grass-fed cattle, if someone buys one of his previously sick cows, they can now sell it as grass-fed beef, even though the cow was sick at some point, had antibiotics, whatever else it needed. Another thing is, if you buy beef and it says in the USA, that isn't technically true. It could be true, but as long as the cow is processed here in the United States, they can label it as USA beef. So if the cows are coming from Canada or Mexico, as long as they are butchered here in America and processed, they can label it as USA beef. So that's something you have to be aware of. That's why I really enjoy working with a company like Ozark Valley Beef, because they have their farm, they see the cows from when they're born through the butchering process, so you know exactly where these cattle are coming from. So doing some research on this topic, I also found a few other strange things about ground beef. I knew ground beef was kind of iffy already, so I usually always try to buy quality ground beef, or I like to just buy cuts of meat myself and grind them up, because then I know what's going into it. So with a chain store restaurant, they go one of two options. So the first option is they can buy a 60-pound case of coarsely ground beef with different levels of fat. Then they will take this, add their trimmings into it, and make their ground beef that way. Now, the other option that they do, which I think most chain stores are doing now, is they just buy pre-packaged ground beef and sell it that way. And a reason that they do this is because in 2011 there was a law passed called the Food Safety Modernization Act, and this required meat suppliers to trace all the different kinds of meats. So buying prepackaged meat is just an easier way for them to trace where their meat is coming from. If they're grinding it themselves, they have to track all the different kinds of cuts that they're cutting up to put into their ground beef, so this makes it a little hard on them. And a lot of time with ground beef, nitrogen is added to keep it that nice red color that you want to buy. And you're not going to find nitrogen on the label. You're probably going to have to ask them specifically, and they might not know either. And I will put links to the websites where I found all this information down below if you're interested in looking at it. Now, the other thing is, when you have a meat supplier, they're going to be trimming up all their different cuts of meat. They're going to cut off the unwanted trims, and they're just going to go into a meat tub. And a lot of times, all that meat that's in that tub from the trimmings goes into the ground meat the next day. So now you're getting day-old trimmings put into ground meat the next day, which isn't too big a deal, but obviously it's not the freshness you're looking for. Because with Ozark Valley beef, they're grinding everything up, freezing it, so it is super fresh. And I'm telling you, the quality of their meat is great, and their prices really aren't that bad. For a pound of ground beef, you're paying 10 bucks, which if you go to the supermarkets and you look for those pre-packaged, a lot of them are grass-fed, things like that, pre-packaged in those 1 pound pouches, you're probably going to be anywhere between $12 to $14 for that 1 pound. So this is actually a little cheaper. You do have to buy 10 of these minimum from their website if you want to order them. But 10 bucks a pound for ground Wagyu, fresh, you know where it's coming from meat, is a good deal. Plus, if you use my discount code, SmokestackJoes15, you're going to get another 15% off of this meat. And you're also going to be helping out the channel. So not only do you get a discount, but you're also going to be helping the channel out as well. It's a win-win for everybody. So I really suggest Ozark Valley Beef. The website is ozarkwagyu.com. They have all sorts of different cuts. Some of their meat prices are a little expensive. If you're looking for ribeye steaks, obviously a ribeye is going to be more expensive anyway, so it will be pricey that way. But I did pick up a few other cuts of meat from them that were a good price. So here I have 2 cuts that I bought, and I usually like to buy the cheaper off-cut kind of deals. I'm not really looking for ribeyes all the time. This is a bone-in beef chuck roast. You can see how big this thing is, and I have not seen a bone-in chuck roast before, so I'm super excited to give this a cook. I think I'm just going to cook it up like a brisket, leave that bone in there. It's going to add great flavor. But you can see how big this piece of meat is, and it was a pretty good price. So this is still obviously that Wagyu beef. There's awesome intermuscular marbling in this thing, and I'm super excited to give this a try. I will be doing this on the channel, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss this video. Now the other cut I got is a sirloin tip roast, and you can see again this is a large cut of meat with beautiful marbling in here. Now I've never cooked one of these, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I was thinking of maybe making some beef burn ends, but I don't know if that's the best option. If you guys have cooked one of these and you have a suggestion for me on how to cook it, please leave it in the comments down below. But this is 3.63 pounds. Big piece of meat, and that chuck roast is 4.29 pounds. And the prices for Wagyu beef on these were very good. I highly suggest, like I said, go check out their website, see what they have. I also picked up some of their Wagyu beef hot dogs, and they are delicious. But I really hope this video was informative for you, and you learned some new things about meat that you may have not known. And for me, it's worth the money to buy meat from someone like Ozark Valley Beef, just because they care so much about their cattle and the product that they're supplying for the consumer. That is very important for me, and I'm willing to spend the extra money knowing that I have good quality meat from a great farm. So like I said, ozarkwagyu.com. Use that code SmokestackJoes15. You'll get 15% off your order. I'll put the coupon code down below so you can check it out, and the link to their website. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe right over here, because you're not going to want to miss me cooking that thing up like a brisket. I'm excited to give that a try. And I'm going to put a link to the ribeye that I cooked from Ozark Valley Beef right over here for you to check out as well. But most importantly, get out there and smoke something good with some good quality meat.